can put it to bed.
Yeah, roger, roger.
W5ABI, K1BOB, running through W5OG, remote. How copy, Brian?
You're solid copy, Bob, with me on the SDRs there. K1BOB, WB50. Sound good, Bob.
Very good. Copy that, and thank you. And yeah, I've got you great on SDR2. K1BOB, standing by for the net.
K1BOB, W5ABI, good signal, Bob, over.
Yeah, I'm on Dale's rig, pretty good distance from you. I've got you light on his because of the noise level, I guess, it wasn't quite as bad as it was yesterday when I tried it out. It's got an S6 noise level roughly today. And good morning, Joe. I got you on the SDR fine. I'm going to turn another one on here on my two laptops. I brought two here out to the daughter's home, so hope they hold up and we can do it now, Monday. Anyway, my thanks to W5OG for loaning me your radio, Dale.
Yeah, you moved up to about an F8, so no problem, Bob. I didn't realize you were using Dale's radio. Was it K1BOB, W5ABI, standing by for that?
Yeah, Joe, we're down in Salt Lake, South Salt Lake, visiting my daughter in her home here. Anyway, I'm surprised to see with her fiber optic I have faster on Starlink at home. However, it's not working with the Starlink.
K1BOB, W5OG on my radio also, and I've got the antenna, Bob, out to the east. That's why the noise level is down just a decibel or so. or what would that be? Let's see, 1S unit, that would be 20 decibels. Anyway. Or 10, is it? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's a little bit less with the antenna to the east. So that's where it is this morning. But you're welcome to use the radio. Didn't change any of my settings, so no issues at all there, Bob. K1BOB, W5OG.
Okay, very good, Dale. Yeah, I switched to iOS default profile and PC, and I contacted a guy last night to test it. He was actually on this frequency, Parks on the Air, on the Blue Ridge Skyway, and he said, wow, you sound good. I go, well, I ought to. I'm on my friend's radio. K1BOB, I'm going to stand by for the net and shut up.
Yeah, good morning, Bob. K1BOB, you're 10 to 15 over, and good sounding audio on Dale's rig there, WA6LJS.
Thank you, John. I've got you pretty well here on Dale's also, and yeah, I'm using a little headset, a cheap headset with a little boom mic on it, and made for a computer, and they are what they are, and they do pretty well. K1BOB.
Roger, roger. Yeah, sounds good here. WA6LJS, standing by for the Flyers, top of the hour. This is Whiskey Bravo 5 Delta Romeo India. Will be net control for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. We'll be starting up the net in about 4 minutes. Yeah, W5ABI, WB5DRI. Yeah, good morning, Joe. I'm copying you on the SDR. Okay, well, very good. I'm glad to hear I'm getting out a little bit there, Joe. Okay, Joe. Well, good to hear you this morning. This is WB5DRI standing by for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. We'll be starting up in about 3 minutes.
W5ABI, WA6LJS.
Go ahead, John. WA6LJS, W5ABI.
Yeah, good morning, Joe. You're only about an S8 right now. Usually you're stronger, but very Q5. And I noticed on SDR2 you're showing at 14,250 instead of 290 over.
Oh, okay. I'll correct that. Okay, I just corrected 290. Is it showing up, John?
Oh, yeah, it moved right over. Now you're right at 290. Very good. I'll be standing by. WA6LJS.
Okay, thanks for telling me. W5ABI, standing by for next.
Good morning, Jack. You're loud and clear out the West Coast, KM4CAX, WA6LJS. You took a dive that time. Did you want to be a short timer? Over. Okay, will do. Right now you're at the bottom of the list, so you're okay. I'll move you up to the middle. WA6LJS, standing by for the net.
Well, it's about that time. Let's go ahead and start this up. Good morning. This is WB5DRI. I will be net control this morning for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. I want to welcome everybody to the Saturday edition. This net meets on this frequency, 14.290, every day of the year, normally starting up about this time, 1000 Central Time and 1500 Z this time of the year. The Flyers Club consists of military aviation members, both active and retired, and a lot of veterans of all the military services, to include pilots, air crew, ground crew, air traffic controllers, missile crews, support crews, and anyone involved with military aviation from all of the air branches of all of our military services. We also very much like to welcome visitors to the net, and you don't need to be involved with the military or aviation in order to check in. Our purpose is to promote fellowship between those radio amateurs who devote a portion of their lives to support our air forces. This is a controlled net. We like to use the words contact, relay, check-in, or info. We also have a very good website at Air Forces, plural, Flyers, plural, club.org. I repeat, Air Forces, Flyers, club.org, which has a lot of good information about our net and an online application if you would like to join the group here, but that's not necessary in order to check in. Again, my call sign is WB5DRI, and my name is Brian, and I'm located down here in South Central Texas, in San Antonio, Texas, in the Alamo City. Break. Our format for this net is we take check-ins and we go down the list allowing each station to give their reports, and then we go back for a second 73 round if there's time. Usually we have a little more time on Saturdays. We also have a conference node on Echolink called AFFC, and all stations are welcome to join us there at the conclusion of this 20-meter net. We have a session over there, a second 73 round over there. At this time, I do have the following stations already on the list. I have Don, K0ZNC, who's a short timer. I have Lee, N5BE. I have my older brother Dale, W5OG. I have John, WA6LJS, and thanks for bringing up the net logger this morning, John, and doing that for me. I appreciate that. I have KF7GJO, Carl. I have Bob, K2SJP. I have Cliff, my neighbor to the north in Bulverde, W5PIX. I have Chris, KS5KY. I have Joe, W5ABI. I have Charlie, K4YDB, who's doing the live stream for me, and thanks for doing that on YouTube, Charlie. If you look up his call sign, K4YDB, you can find the live stream for our net. And also, the questions of the day are out there. He put those out there for me. Thanks for that, Charlie. So we'll get to that here shortly. I also have WB2JJO, Ray, out in New Jersey, and our commander, K1BOB, normally in Boise, Idaho, but today he's visiting his daughter, I believe, in South Salt Lake, Utah. So he's coming in to us remote through the courtesy of W5OG, I believe. And I believe that Dale's going to bring in Don there. So let me see who else we've got on the list. No other joiners except for KM4CAX. I didn't want to forget him. He's right after W5ABI, it looks like. So let me stand by for any additional check-ins to the Air Forces Flyers Club net. Members or guests, please call now. Well, I don't hear anything. John, WA6LJS. John, could you put out a call, please, from Hamul?
Yeah, Wilco, and if you could move KM4CAX right behind W5PIX, because Jack said he's got to go pretty soon, so move him up a little bit. I moved him right behind W5PIX. This WA6LJS relaying for net control for the Saturday morning Air Force Flyers net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now. Now, all's quiet out here, Brian. Back to you.
Okay, John, thank you for that. Charlie, could you put out a call for us, please, sir? K4YDB, WB5DRI.
Stand by. I got somebody covering me up over here. This K4YDB relaying for net control. We're looking for check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club net. Members or guests, please call now. I'm not hearing anything, Brian.
Okay, Charlie, thank you for that. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me give the questions real quick. They're also on Charlie's live stream on YouTube. The first question is, which of these have to do with the SR-71? And the question is, which of the following statements are true about the SR-71? Now, all of this information about those missions is all pretty much unclassified, but here are some statements. Alpha is crews were a team all the time. They always flew with the pilot always flew with the same RSO, and before every flight, there was a physical, apparently, and if the pilot or the RSO failed the physical, then the other crew member was also grounded. So the team always flew together, which was a very good thing, I think, for that very complicated technological aircraft. Bravo, the top allowed speed for the aircraft was Mach 3.3. The cruise speed for missions was Mach 3.2. And the altitude they used was 80,000 feet. Charlie, the crew of the SR-71 flew in pressure suits similar to the astronauts. Delta, a typical mission against North Korea, flew along the DMZ between North and South Korea. That's the demilitarized zone between the North and the South there in Korea. Echo, all are true. And the bonus question is a true or false question. The United States Navy flies F-16s. True or false? So those are the questions. If anybody needs any repeats, you can check the live stream that Charlie has on YouTube, or you can ask me here. Let's go ahead and get started. Dale, can you bring in Don, please, sir? W5OG or K0ZNC. Good morning, Don. They're in Longmont, Colorado, courtesy of W5OG, Dale in Minneapolis, WB5DRI. You're up, Don.
Okay, Don, K0ZNC, W5OG. Go ahead, I'll bring you in, Don. Stand by.
I think I'm transmitting now. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, all farmers. Hope you had a great evening. We did on this end really nice. It's definitely summertime here, however. The last 2 days have been fairly cool, been in the mid-80s for highs. Prior to that, we were in the mid-90s for highs. And then just south and east of me here, they were pushing triple digits. Anyway, let's see. Where are we here? Question. I think they're all true, so put me down for all true. And let's see. The second question. I think that's true also. So, true. Don't have anything else to add here. It's going to be a typical day here. Weather-wise, 71 degrees right now. It's going to go up to 84 degrees, as I mentioned. And the really nice part about the forecast is they said it's 40% chance of rain. Super, we'll take it. We need it for fire prevention as well as the farmers need it for crop growth. And with that, we'll turn it back to you there, Brian, WB5DR via W5OG. And thanks again to everyone for getting me on HS. Do appreciate it. K0ZNC. I'll be standing by. Give me a shout on 73 route. K0ZNC.
W5OG, back to net.
Okay, Don, very good. K0ZNC. Well, good to hear you this morning. I got your answers there as ET phone home there. Hi. No, all true. Echo, all are true about the SR-71 and true for the statement about the Navy flying F-16s. Very good, and sounds like you're having some great weather there, Don. Wish we could, you need to send a little of that rain and some of that great weather down here. It's a little bit warm here today. We're going to be up to about 99, and we're already in the low to mid 80s, I would say. Anyway, very good to hear you, Don, and you're sounding good via Dale's radio there. Break with you. Let's go on to my neighbor to the north, Lee, up in Arlington, Virginia, N5BE. Good morning, Lee. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, N5BE. Good morning, Brian. Good morning to the net. I think I'm going to learn something on today's question. I'm not an SR-71 expert. One anecdote story about the SR-71. I had a neighbor who was an Army security agency, and those are the guys who live all day with headphones on, monitoring adversary communications. And he said the only time the PRC got excited, and verbally excited on the radio, was when the SR-71 was doing its thing. Oh, he says, oh man, they went nuts. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm waffling on the first one, Brian, but I'm going to go and say all true. And on the F-16, I'm just going to say yes, and not explain why. So, because I don't want to mess it up for anybody else. So, yeah, I think I already did. So anyway, yes and yes, Brian, and thanks for tuning in that this morning. WB5DRI N5BE.
Okay, Lee, N5BE, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat, WB5DRI. Well, very good, Lee, good to hear you this morning, and we'll have some more comments about the SR-71 later on, but I got you down for Echo, all true, and also true for the Navy flying the F-16. So let's go ahead and move on. Break with you. Let's go to my older brother up in Dale, up in Mineola. Dale up in Mineola. Good morning, Dale, and good morning to Carolyn, and love to you guys. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Okay, fine, Brian. Yeah, W5OG here in East Texas. Very nice morning. It's relatively cool. We're going to be up in the low 90s, I think. Nice warm day, but cool overnight, so it's still pleasant. And we're still planning on leaving on Thursday and headed out for our summer soiree up to South Dakota eventually. We won't be up there till the 1st of July. But we're going to go, I think, to Tulsa for a few days, visit our son, and then on up to Branson. We're going to stop by Branson on the way. Anyway, let's see. That's sort of the plan for the future. I'm glad that the radio is cooperating and working well for Bob, or it seems that way anyway. We'll keep our fingers crossed there, Bob, and glad that you were able to do that there. And it sounded good here from my perspective, at least. A good question on the SR-71. Interesting. We always love to have questions about that particular aircraft and mission. I did, of course, we've got Lee, W4PUO, who flew the airplane, and he's not on here this morning. But anyway, we're very, I think, we're well. We sure appreciate him being a member and sharing his experiences there. I had a good friend that flew the SR-71, so I knew a lot about it. We were roommates together, and we actually rented a house together up in Louisville. We were both the UPS pilots at the time. So anyway, doing some fun flying away from the Air Force. Let's see, Brian. As far as the answers go, yeah, I think all those statements are true, and even the one about the Navy. I believe in the Navy. The F-16 is a prettier airplane than any of the Navy airplanes, so they had to buy some, I think. Anyway, so my answer for that is true also. Back to Ned. Thank you, Brian. WB5DRI, W5OG.
Okay, Dale, real fine. W5OG, WB5DRI. Well, you're sounding good still here, Dale. Good to hear you this morning, and glad you guys are all about ready for your trip there to up to Tulsa, and then on up to Branson, and then on to Rapid City to Hart Ranch there. So very good. Sounds good. I was wondering if you got your noise problem. If the power company has come out, but I don't think they have, because Bob was saying he still had a little bit of noise listening on your radio there. So I'm thinking that they probably haven't come by yet. Anyway, I got your answers there, Dale, as Echo and Tango. So very good. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's go to John. John, thanks for all the help with the net logger there. I really appreciate that. I think I'm going to have to get a little smarter on that myself, but there's time for that. But your turn, John. What's happening out in Hamul? WA6LJS, WB5DRI. Good morning again, John.
Okay, Brian. Boy, you're 20, 25 over right now locally. Really solid coming in here. And Dale was 15 over. When he was simuling Don there. Good morning to the net. This is WA6LJS, where it's June gloom. We've got heavy overcast here, as typical for this month, and it'll burn through another hour. It's only 63 degrees, and we should have bright sunshine and blue sky in maybe another 2 hours here. Let's see. Well, it's nice to be a little further down the list, and I'm going to follow the lemmings. I think Echo, all true, is correct. And I think the F-16 is used in the Navy for some, I don't know if it's as aggressor aircraft or what they're using for, but I think I read somewhere the F-16, the Navy does use it for some reason. So put me down for ET again. And Charlie, K4YDB, if you're listening, it would be helpful if you could speed up the scroll on the question a little bit, because when it's big questions, it's kind of slow. You have to wait for the answers to come up there. So I don't know if that's possible. Maybe there's only one speed on the scrolling, but if the question would move a little faster when you have a big one like this, it'd be easier. Anyway, other than that, back to you, Brian. WA6LJS.
Okay, John, real fine. WA6LJS, WB5DRI. Well, you're sounding good still, John. Very nice signal this morning. Great 5.9 copy here in San Antonio. Always good to hear you there from Hamul. Okay, we got your answers there as Echo and Tango. All true on the first and true on the second one. So we'll see how that comes out. Break with you. Let's go to Sparky out there in Carl out in Sparks, Nevada. KF7GJO. Sparky, you're up. Good morning. WB5DRI.
Good morning. KF7GJO. Beautiful morning out here. I'm slowly recovering from my surgery. God knows that I'm all over myself. I need to go change the bandages anyway. So, I probably will survive this, but it's not fun. Okay, interesting questions. SR-71 is one of my very favorite airplanes, and, it's interesting, my last 7 years in the FAA was McClellan Rapcon, and then it became Sacramento Traycon, and we controlled among other airfields, we control the arrival and departure of downfield. This obviously included the SR-71, and interesting performance of that airplane. When it would take off, when Beale Tower would call the Beale sector for relief they would call the appropriate center sector, Oakland Center, to get approval for an unrestricted flight of 23,000. And they told us the reason for it is when that airplane became airborne, it was climbing too fast to stop the climb at our airspace limit of 15,000 feet for the break. So, kind of interesting. The numbers change really, really rapidly in the most of the altitude range. Okay, on to the question. Yes, A, I'm going to say is true, because I'm not 92% sure that the SRO and the pilot always work together. And because of the uniqueness of the airplane, they did not mix and match crews. So A is true. B, the top speed for the aircraft, Mach 3.3 was a burst speed that I believe they could achieve from free falling. I think they were evading something. Otherwise, their cruise speed for the mission was Mach 3.2. As I understand it, when they took off, they pushed the engine, throttled the afterburner, and never changed. The crew of the 71 fluid pressure suits, that is true, just like the pilot in the U-2. It's a pressure suit airplane. D, now you're really splitting hairs here, but I marked it as false because their typical mission would not be a DMZ. It would be into so A, B, and C are true. Question number 2, well, I hope you're not splitting hairs again on this one, but I'm giving you false because the Air Force had F-16 and the Navy had F-18. So those are my choices, and we'll find out whether or not Jim Bryan needs to shuffle that. So back to you, Brian. What did we find?
Okay, Carl, very fine. Good to hear you this morning, and I've got your answers there, so we'll see how that comes out. And thanks for joining us this morning, and thanks for the information about the SR-71 there. It was a very interesting aircraft, and it had a whole army of folks that used to take care of it after it landed, and they always would taxi it quickly into a hangar, I think, and then converge on it to take out all the cameras and do all of the other sundry maintenance tasks related to that fine airplane. Anyway, good to have you with us this morning, Carl. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's go to Bob down in Lutz, Florida. K2SJP. Bob, good morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI. And the group K2SJP. Morning to you, Brian, and good morning to all the flyers. We're over here remote using the iPhone. And I hope my audio is a little better now. I know I was kind of muffled before. We had it up too high. Just had to reset some. Let's see. We're at 89 degrees right now over here in Tampa Bay, Florida. Sun shining bright, hot and humid. That's for sure. And let's see on the question, Brian. We're going to say all true, and true. Let's see, all true is echo. So we're on the desktop for a couple of the weaker ones. So I'm pretty much hearing everybody. Back to you, Brian. WB5 DRI K2SJP remote.
Okay, real fine, Bob. K2SJP remote, WB5DRI. Well, you're still very strong with me also, about 10 or 20 over here, I think, Bob. So very good. Good to hear you this morning, and got your answers there as echo all true and true for the second question. So very good. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's go to my neighbor, my close neighbor to the north in Bulverde, Cliff, W5PIX. I hope your truck is almost ready to get back on the road there. You're up, sir. Good morning again. WB5DRI.
W5DRI, W5PIX here, setting the Charlie Center live stream off there. Yeah, truck's in the carport right now because, as you know, the sun is hot. We've been having 103, 104 degrees out there, and it's kind of made a little difficult working on it, but we got her back together. The sons did help me, both of them, and this morning, one's on his way back from Dallas, and he had to go up there for his girlfriend's daughter's graduation, one of them internet high school graduations, about 1,200 kids all graduating, so they had to go up to Dallas for that. And Cliff Jr. is delivering some load, had an oversized load he had to move this morning down out of Corpus, and or Victoria to Corpus, and then a local load, and I've got some of my neighbors from, our neighbors anyways, from New Braunfels, I think, are listening. I was talking to them on 2 meter there on 147.000 and with a minus. And anyways, I told them about also Charlie's live stream there. They had the internet to watch and listen, so who knows, they might holler in here in a little bit. But everything's getting back together, so we're looking forward to getting on the road there for a vacation. Everybody calls it work. I'm working right now. Anyways, to your question, I'll go A, B, C, D negative. I've never known the SR-71 to have to ask for permission to go anywhere, because by the time anybody does anything, he's long gone. They are long gone. So I will say A and B will choose. C is true, Delta's false. And I do not ever remember the Air Force Navy ever talking about getting some F-16s to shoot at. Maybe some that are retired. They got them out there in Fallon, Nevada, or something like that. But I'll say that's false also. I'll go along with Sparky on that one. But the SR-71, when they were flying it, they didn't ask for permission to go anywhere. They were too fast, and if anybody did get caught up to them, they outrun them. So, I've watched a bunch of videos on the SR-71. Very interesting aircraft, a flying gas tank, that's all it is. But anyways, back to you, Brian, and if you're getting that, I got to go check on some laundry, but I will be here. This is W5PIX, back to WB5DRI.
Okay, Cliff, real fine, W5PIX. Well, you're coming in very nicely on the SDRs this morning, Cliff, so I'm hearing you very, very well, and good to hear you. I'm sure glad you're about to go back on your vacation there, back on the road. I know I think you're right. I think it's probably more work to work on that truck and rebuild that big engine with everything involved in that than it is to do the work that you do there on the road that I know you enjoy. But it's all work, but I think it's a little harder to work on your engine for sure. But I got your answers there, Cliff, as Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie being true on the first question, and all false on the second question there. So very good. Let's go ahead and move on this morning. Break with you. Let's go to KM4CAX. Jack, good morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Okay, I think you turned it, Jack. KM4CAX, WB5DRI. Well, good to hear you this morning, Jack. We don't have a very good path this morning for some reason. The electrons are just not flowing. Everything is not flowing in the right direction here this morning for me to copy you the way I usually do. But good to hear you this morning. And I didn't quite get your answers. Did you answer the questions there, over? Well, I got something about false on, I think that was on the first question. Can somebody give me a relay on Jack's answers there, over?
Yeah, he had ABC true and Delta false, and I didn't get the last question. What was the last question, Jack, over? Oh, okay. Yeah, he said the last question is true. So ABC are true, Delta's false, and the last question is true. Back to net, WA6LJF.
Okay, thank you for that, John. Yeah, Jack, you came up a little bit. I did copy your answers there finally, so very good. I got you down for Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie is true, and true for the F-16s for the Navy. So very good. Good to have you with us this morning, Jack. Break with you. Let's go up to Bowling Green to Chris, KS5KY. What's happening up there this morning, Chris? You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Good morning. Okay, Chris, KS5KY, WB5DRI. Well, you're sounding good with me here on my radio this morning, Chris. You're about an S7, about 5'7", and I got your answers there as Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie for the first question, and true for the second question there. So very good. I don't know how you do that echo link thing, but that's pretty cool. I have to get some more information from that, from you on that sometime. I'd be curious as to how that works exactly, but very interesting. Break with you, Chris, and thanks for joining us again. Let's go out to Las Cruces, to Joe, W5ABI. Glad you're recovering from your operation there too, Joe, like Sparky is, I think. You're up, sir. Good morning, WV5DRI.
Yeah, WV5DRI, W5ABI. Yeah, signals aren't the best this morning, Brian. I've got you on the SDR, just about everybody. So anyhow, thank goodness for that. Overcast day here. Let me see. At 9:37 local time, it's 100 degrees in my backyard. Supposed to go up to 106, but usually when the sun's in the backyard, it's about 114. So we're going to stay inside today. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I got to see the doctor the 19th and take care of things. Anyhow, for a follow-up. So anyhow, let me see. My answer to the question, I'm going to go with all true on the first one, echo, and all true, and true on the second one. And we'll be here at the bottom. Thanks for running the net. WB5DRI, W5ABI.
He turned it, Brian.
Okay, thank you very much, John. Yeah, I thought he had. I was trying to make sure there, but good to hear you this morning, Joe. And I heard most of that all the way up to the end there, and then I missed your answer to the second question there. I got all true for the first question, but I didn't hear what you said for the second question. Can you give me that again there, Joe, please?
Second question is true. Second question is true. Over.
Roger. Got you down for true. So very good. Got it that time for sure. Break with you. Let's go to our YouTube guy. And thanks again for doing that, Charlie. It's a great website that you have there on YouTube for our net. It really is very professional and amazing job that you do there with that. Over to you, Charlie. Good morning again. K4YDB, WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. Well, good morning, Brian. Morning to all the flyers out there. And all the visitors. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Right now, it's about 81 degrees here already. We're supposed to get up into about 88 today is what they're saying. So we'll probably hit about 90 because they're always off a little bit. Yesterday I didn't get my grass mowed. I got stuck on another project and forgot and didn't get to it in time. So I'm going to take care of that today right after the net. I'll go out there and get that mowed, get that ready. I've got some projects working on my solar panels and things that my son-in-law is supposed to be here in a couple of weeks, and he's going to help me out with some of this stuff because I got to get all this stuff taken care of here one of these days. But anyway, as far as the question goes, well, just put me down for I'll just follow the lemmings. Put me down for echo and true. And I will turn it back to you. WB5DRI, K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Okay, Charlie, real fine. K4YDB, WB5DRI. Well, I got your answers there, Charlie, is echo all true and true for the second question. And you're sounding good. You're an S9. In fact, your signal has even come up some, so from what it was. So very good. I'm hearing you very well this morning. So anyway, yeah, Roger, on your grass there, I still have to get out and cut mine. I was going to do it, and then some other things came up for me too. So I'll be doing it in the next couple of days, early in the morning for sure, because it's too hot to do it certainly afternoon. It's just really tough out there. So anyway, good to hear you this morning, Charlie, and as always, thank you for everything that you do. Break with you. Let's go to out to New Jersey to Ray, our member out there. Whiskey Bravo 2, Juliet Oscar. Ray, good morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
I'm hearing on the electric radio, but you're doing really good. We have sunny degrees here. It's a beautiful day in South Jersey, a great beach day, that's for sure. We have 81 degrees and low humidity. We got 46% on the humidity, and it's really a nice day out there. So I know the local beaches around here are going to be definitely packed, that's for sure. That's why I'm sitting in the radio shack where it's cool. Hi. As far as the question is concerned, sir, I'm going to follow Sparky on this one here. I'm going to be his wingman on this one. I'm going to go with true, and false for the first question. And the second question, well, I'm going to follow him also. I'm going to go with false on that one. So the answers I'm getting is A, B, and C are true, B and E are false for the first question, and the second question is all false. Everything else is doing really well here. I'm surprised that the conditions are really good compared to what they were. So with that there, Brian, thank you for doing that. We appreciate that. Of course, we definitely appreciate Charlie there with his live stream. Boy, I tell you what, that is a beautiful tool that we use. I'm just so glad that he's like always there for us. So with that there, sir, back with you. WB5DRI from WB2JJO.
Okay, Ray, real fine. WB2JJO, WB5DRI. Well, thanks for the nice report there, and you're sounding good on the SDRs, Ray. I don't have much copy on you on the radio here, but just the propagation. But anyway, guess it's kind of a one-way propagation this morning there for us. But got your answers as Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie being true, and the second question being false. So very good. Let's go ahead and move on. And glad you guys are having some great weather out there. I would imagine on the coast there you do have some very nice weather this time of the year, and a lot cooler than what we're dealing with down here. So very good. Break with you, Ray. Let's go to our commander, who's currently remote in Salt Lake City there. Good morning, Bob. K4YDB. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. I hope you get me. The latency is going up and down on it due to internet between me and Dale's radio. My daughter's system here works pretty well. It's not as fast as Starlink, though. Believe it or not, even though it's fiber optic. Thought it was better, but it's working. I get a couple of cutouts in and out, but that's just my problem here. Trying to work two laptops on a 3x4-foot table. That is working out pretty good. I think I got a system down here now. However, I got to cross my arms once in a while. Anyway, good questions. Very good questions you got this morning. As far as the first question, yeah, they had to be crewed up. Many aircraft do that. We were in the F-111 when you were a rookie with the same guy most all the time until you became an instructor. Then you got everybody, all the new guys. So that A is true, B is true. I think the top they could do is 3.3. They cruise at 3.2, which makes sense. And they typically flew at 80,000 feet, although I know they could go higher. They could go up to 85. But that is basically true. Pressure suits is true. And also, they had to be married. Did you know that? I believe they had to be married for, I don't know, reasons of stability, you might say. Anyway, Charlie is true. A Delta, I know the cartwheel, wasn't an SR, they called it something else, a C-12 or something else. It wasn't C. But the Ox cart flown by the CIA flew over North Korea, and I think the SRs did also. because they were able to get photo shots of all the SA2 sites where they weren't any threat really to the SR. So delta is false, and that makes echo false, I guess. Does that make sense? Yeah. The second question, yeah, the Navy flies F-16s as aggressors only. I don't think it's carrier-qualified aircraft, even though it has a hook on it, but you need to have beefed-up gear and beefed-up frame on them. So they do fly F-16s in their Top Gun program because they replicate the MiGs the Soviets currently fly. And I think they're using those out at red flag exercises also. When I was out there, they flew the F-5s, the F-5, basically T-38s with a single seat. So, and they flew F-16s, I think, too. Yeah, they did when I was out there. We never got intercepted. They were always going after the fighters, and they ignored the people way down on the ground because they didn't like to get down there. Anyway, so those are my answers today. Great net, Brian. I'm trying to listen on 2 SDRs on 2 laptop computers here, and it appears Dale's radio is working mighty fine this morning. Anyway, thank you very much, Dale. This is K4YDB running remote, courtesy of our deputy commander there, vice commander, W5OG. So back to you, Brian. Thank you for running the net. K4YDB, and I'm going to give you a 73. My grandkids are asking, when are you going to be up, Sparky? We want you up here. So I need to go upstairs and play with the kids and put together a rather large swimming pool today, 18 feet by 9 feet. I can't wait hardly, and it's 90 degrees down here. K4YDB. Back to you, Brian. Thank you.
Okay, Bob. K4YDB, WB5DRI. Well, real fine, Bob. I understand completely, and I would be doing the same thing if my grandkids were here. So 73s to you, sir, and thanks for joining us this morning. And you're sounding very, very good through Dale's radio there. And I got your answers there, Alpha Bravo and Charlie true, and the second question true. So very good. And have a great day there, and enjoy those grandkids there. There's nothing better than that, for sure, and you have to take advantage of every opportunity to do that, for sure. Anyway, 73s, Bob, and thanks again. Break with you. Let's go to, we've got some visitors here at the bottom. I hope they've hung in there with us, because I kind of left them to the last here, but glad to see them in here on the net. The first one is Kilo India 4, Foxtrot Sierra Zulu, Jeff in Florida. If you're still with us, Jeff, I hope you are. You're up for the net. This is WB5DRI. Good morning. Is anybody hearing Jeff there? I'm not hearing him.
KI4FSZ, you're up, Jeff. Yeah, nothing heard, Brian. WA6LJS, back to net.
Okay, John. Well, thanks for trying. It's my fault for not jumping right on the visitors as soon as they showed up on NetLogger there, but we'll try another Brian down here in Texas. My neighbor to the north, not very far, really, Canyon Lake, just north of San Antonio here. November 5, Yankee X-Ray Oscar, I believe. Brian, if you're in there with us, you're up for our net. Good morning. WB5DRI.
Okay, I think you're calling me. This Kilo 5, Yankee Papa Yankee. The call on the screen is not good. I upgraded my call. Well, I went back to my old call. Anyway, this is Kilo 5, Yankee Papa Yankee, located here in Canyon Lake, Texas, and I may need a relay.
No, I've got you. I got you real strong on the SDRs, Brian. Good to hear you this morning. And I think your call is Kilo 5 Yankee Papa Yankee. I hope I have that correct. Go ahead and take your turn there, Brian. And good to hear you.
Yeah, I'll need a relay if anybody can help me out.
No, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Bravo Yankee. Brian, go ahead. We hear you just fine. This is W5PIX over here in Bull Verde. Go ahead.
Where'd you go, Brian? K4YDB. You're up, Brian.
Okay, I'm trying to get through, but it's real noisy here on my end. Anyway, thanks for picking me up, and hello to everybody on the net. From Canyon Lake, Texas, 73, everybody.
Okay, Brian, real fine. There in Canyon Lake, K4YDB. Good to have you with us this morning. Thanks for joining us there in Canyon Lake, and I hope the lake level is coming up for you, but I know we still need some more rain to fill that lake up completely, quite a bit actually. But good to hear you, and thanks for joining us, and do come back and join us whenever you can there, Brian. Break with K4YDB. Let's try Dean up in Oklahoma, K7 Tango Nancy. You're up, Dean. Good morning. WB5DRI.
Roger that, Net Control. Thanks for letting me drop in. This is Kilo 7 Tango November here in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Just first time on the radio in a while. Been busy. Thought I'd drop in. Saw Net. Thought I'd say hello and get in the ham shack before it gets to be 100 degrees outside. Over.
I didn't get the very last statement. Everything was 100% until the question you were asking there, Dean. What was your question?
Didn't have a question. Just wanted to stop in and say hello to the net, see how things are working, and
Roger.
Try to find a way to avoid 100 degrees today.
Yeah, I understand about that. The best thing to do is to stay on the cool side of the door there, Dean. But very good to hear you there from Oklahoma, and come back and join us again on the net whenever you can. We're on here every day starting at 1500Z, so thanks again for checking in with us. Break with Dean. Let's go to another Oklahoman this morning, Mike, one of our net controls up in Choctaw, Oklahoma. WW5ENZ. Mike, you're up. Good morning. WB5DRI.
Okay, WB5DRI. My ass finally warmed up so I can get on the net. No, I'm just kidding. I had to do a lot of work this morning to catch up before it got really, really hot. And let me see, K7TTN, if you get a chance, tell me what frequency you use up there, because I'm sure I could get you on 2 meters for sure. I'm down here in Choctaw, so I talk to Guthrie all the time. So, yeah, if you could think about it, you can either, you can put it on the net logger, that would be cool, or just let me know later on the 73 route. But I can't hear you locally, Scott, on this frequency, but I probably could get you on the 2 meter. Anyway, let's see. My answers are going to be the same as W4PUO, but I don't know where he's at, so shucks, man. That was my ace in the hole there, W4PUO. I know Lee, I was going to just copy off his paper. Anyway, because he's not here, I'm going to have to say echo, and then I'm going to say F16, probably true. So I'm going to go ET, yeah, ET, huh? Okay, well, anyway, everybody so far I can pick up pretty well here. And again, I got caught up in a lot of stuff in the yard, and but I'm just going to be one and done, Brian. But anyway, you're doing a great job. I can hear you locally, and great net. So I'm going to say 73s, WW5ENZ 73 stall, and have a great day.
Okay, Mike, real fine. WW5ENZ, WB5DRI. Well, I got your answers there, Mike. Echo and Tango, and I'll let you get off to your yard work in there. And thanks for joining us this morning. And yeah, I'm sorry that Lee W4PUO was not in there this morning. I think he would have enjoyed the questions this morning. But anyway, 73 is to you, Mike. And till the next time. Break with WW5ENZ. Let me stand by for any additional last-minute check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club net. Members or guests, before I give the answers to the questions here, this is WB5JRI. Please call now. Well, I got a couple of them there. The last station was the one that was the clearest for me, but that's because there were 2 or 3 in there together. But I got Kilo Juliet 4, Charlie Victor Uniform, and the other station that's calling, please stand by. Let me go ahead and take Charlie Victor Uniform first, and then we'll pick you up. KJ4 CBU, good morning, WB5DRI. Yeah, everything is going good. Can I get your name and your location there? Okay, Jackson, Tennessee. Marty, very good, Marty. Well, you're sounding good on my radio this morning. You're a good, strong, about a 5'7", maybe even stronger on my radio. Very good. Good to hear you this morning. And anything else for our net? My QTH is San Antonio, Texas, Marty, and my name is Brian, located here in San Antonio, over. Okay, Marty. 73 is to you. Thanks for joining us, and do come back and join us on the net here whenever you can. Break with KJ4CVU. The other station calling, can you come back now, please? WB5DRI. Kilo 7, November Victor Yankee. I think I have your call sign correct. Can you give us your name and location, over? Okay, I think I got your name as Chase. I hope I have that right. Is it Chase? Is that your name over in Utah? Okay, Chase. Well, very good. Good to have you with us this morning. Anything else for our net there? Okay, Chase. Well, thanks for joining us this morning, and do come back and join us whenever you can there from Utah. And you're sounding good on my electric radio here this morning. So 73 is to you, sir, and we'll go ahead and move on here to the answers to the questions there. Break with you. Let's go... let me answer the questions right quick, and then we can go for a second 73 round. The first question had to do with the SR-71, all of these statements about the SR-71 there actually were true. The crews did fly as a team and I got this information. I'm kind of sorry that Lee wasn't in there this morning to comment about that since he flew the SR. But I got these from a couple of videos that I watched, but the main one was one by Colonel Richard Graham about the SR-71. He was a pilot, and he said that the SR had the ultimate crew resource management because the same pilot always flew with the same RSO, and that is the ultimate great situation, I think, for any crew members on an aircraft, really, because you really get to know your crewmate very, very well, and you can pretty much predict what they're going to do when, and it really helps, I think, in flying an airplane, I'm sure. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. The second statement was about the top speed. There was a test pilot that I heard about that was talking about the SR that actually got the SR up to about 3.4, but they only allowed the SR missions to go to Mach 3.3 normally if they had to do that in an emergency situation for some reason. But the normal cruise speed for the missions was Mach 3.2. That's a true statement, and they did fly above or at 80,000 feet, so that's also a true statement. The first two statements are true. The third statement, Charlie, the crew of the SR-71 flew in pressure suits similar to the astronauts. That's certainly true, and they had to be hooked up very carefully before a mission and then go through the same process at the conclusion of the mission of unplugging everything and unhooking everything to get them out of the aircraft. And the disadvantage to the pilots, I think, was that you couldn't be claustrophobic because that suit, you were kind of cocooned in that suit, and it did make people a little bit that way, I think, but you just had to live with it. But I think the worst part of that type of suit is you can't scratch your nose or your face if you have an itch. You just have to grin and bear it. Anyway, that also was true. And the Delta was actually also very much true, and I was very privileged to have supported a lot of these missions around the world, and I know that to be true. I've actually provided support to those missions. Anyway, that statement was that a typical mission against North Korea flew along the DMZ between North and South Korea. So all statements are true. And the second question is a true or false question about the Navy flying F-16s. They most certainly do fly F-16s. Both the Navy and the Marines fly F-16s. They have aggressor, there are, as John mentioned, WA-6LJS, aggressor aircraft, and the Navy has about 40 F-16s that it uses for training at the Strike Fighter Tactics Instructor Program, also known as Top Gun. The Navy and the Marines both picked up some embargoed F-16s that were supposed to be delivered to Pakistan a few years ago, and more recently, just in the last couple of years, they picked up some old F-16Cs and Ds from the Air Force, from the U.S. Air Force. So that's where they got most of their F-16s there. So I hope everybody enjoyed those questions this morning. Everybody did very well on the questions, actually. Most folks came up with the right answers there, so very good. Let's go ahead and start a quick 73 round. K0ZNC, you're up for the 73 round there, Don. And you got the answers 100% correct. W5OG. Dale, can you bring in Don, WB5DRI?
Yeah, we'll do, Brian. K0ZNC, go ahead, Don. I'll sign you in for the 73 round, W5OG.
Thank you, turn it over to me, Dale. 0ZNC here. I did not hear the answer to the first question. Dale and Tony were talking, and it completely wiped out anything you were saying, Brian. I have to listen to both of them on one computer. I have no idea what you said during the answer to the first question. I did get the answer to the second question, however. Well, if you wouldn't mind, somebody, Dale or you, Brian, tell me about the first question again. Back to you, Brian, WB5DRI, K0ZNC 73.
W5OG. And Don, yeah, the answer were they were all true, and the second question was true. You got it correct. Back to net, W5OG.
Okay, real fine, Don. Yeah, you were 100% correct there, Don. They were all true on both questions there. So very good. Good to hear you this morning, Don. 73 is to you, sir. Break with you. Let's go back, and thanks, Dale, for the relay there, and for bringing Don in on the Echo Link. N5BE, Lee, you're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI, with correct answers.
WB5DRI N5BE. Well, thank you, Brian, for some good questions today, and thank you for doing the net. I was the GE program manager on site at General Dynamics for the Navy adversary program, and I delivered those airplanes to Miramar and to for Top Gun and VF-126 and VF-45 out of Key West, and I could talk for hours on that program. Just an incredible airplane that the Navy used in adversary work and in training with Top Gun. Interesting that the airplanes that Top Gun flew had a system on it called Dial-a-Threat. It's a classified system at the time, and they could mimic any fourth-gen adversary aircraft out there with that system. So interesting stuff. All right, Brian, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoyed it. Always enjoy it. WB5DRI N5BE.
Okay, Lee, very good. Thanks for that information. Interesting stuff about the F-16s there. And we'll look for you the next time. Have a great day up in Arlington there, and I hope the Rangers win today. Break with N5BE. Let's go to my older brother Dale there. Dale, I hope you got your noise problem resolved a little bit, but I have a feeling it's not unless the power company has come out. But you were correct on the answers this morning also. You're up, sir. W5OG, WB5DRI.
Yeah, okay, Brian. Mighty fine. Good net. Interesting questions. Always fun talking about the SR-71. And yes, no change on the noise level here. No, and they have not been out. They still are too busy to get down to my level of priority, I suppose. But the line noise is terrible, and it's still usable, and I'm glad that it works out for Bob. I think it's going to be a little bit better for me to put the antenna away from that the source of the noise instead of more toward it. I certainly, but I don't get rid of it all. That's for sure. It's a little bit less, maybe down to an S6, and that's about as good as I can do, actually. It's almost the same kind of noise as you get with the that Russian woodpecker thing there. It's just really annoying. Or the over the horizon radar anyway. 7-3, everybody on HF. I'll try and be over on Echo Link. I do have several things to do, so I'm not going to stick around for a long time here this morning. Thank you, Brian. Good net. WB5DRI. Back to net. W5OG.
Okay, Dale, real fine. W5OG, WB5DRI. Well, you're still sounding great on the SDRs, Dale. And sorry about your noise level there. And I hope that power company does come out maybe before you get off on your trip there, hopefully. So anyway, very good to hear you, and love to Carolyn there. You guys have a great day there. Break with you. Let's go on to our net logger again. Thanks, John, for doing the net logging. And you were correct on the answers this morning. You're up, sir. WA6LJS, WB5DRI.
Okay, Brian, thank you. WB5DRI, WA6LJS, 73s, everybody. And by the way, Charlie, when you increase the speed of the scroll of the question, it's much easier to read. When it started out, it's a little slow, and you have to wait to get to the end of it. But that's a nice speed that you got there right now, so that works good for when people have a question that takes more than one screen. Anyway, 7-3s, everybody, and we're starting to see some blue sky here, so it is getting rid of that marine front, and we're going to have a nice day today. So back to you, Brian. Thanks for running things. WB5DRI, WA6LJS.
Okay, John. Well, have a great day there, and we'll talk to you the next time. 73s. Break with WA6LJS. Let's go to back out to Nevada, to Sparky in Sparks, Nevada. KF7GJO. Sparky, you're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Great net today. I'm going to throw a stone with some questions answered. So you kind of nitpick today, but it's fun regardless. Nothing to think about it. And like I had said once before, I may know or not know the answer to a given question, and I'll generate some feed story that just sounds too good not to go along with. So, hey, everybody have a fantastic day. We'll do this again tomorrow. WB5DRI is 73.
Okay, Carl, 73s to you. Have a great day out there in Sparks, and I hope you guys are having some good weather there. Break with KF7GJO. Let's go back down to Lutz, Florida, to Bob there. K2SJP, you're up for the 73 round, and you had the answers correct there also. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K2SJP. Thanks for running the net, Brian, and did a great job. See you over on Echo Lane. Have a good day, everybody. Back to net, K2SJP.
Okay, Bob. Yeah, you're almost 20 over here, Bob. Good signal. So we'll talk to you some more on Echo Link. Break with K2SJP. Let's go back to W5PIX. Cliff, you're up for the 73 round, WB5DRI.
Well, good morning to everyone again. Thank you, Dr. Brian. This is W5PIX and K4YDB up there at Canyon Lake. Well, I was talking to him over on 2 meter earlier, but anyways, did hear him, and sounded pretty good to me. And I'm on the vertical there, Brian. I don't have the beam pointed towards you, so which is good, and good conditions, and all the flyers. Everybody have a very good day. And we'll catch you all tomorrow, hopefully. This is W5PIX here in Bulverde, Texas. And thank you again, Brian, for running the net. Over to you, WB5DRI, W5PIX.
Okay, Cliff, real fine. Well, you have a great day there, Cliff, and thanks for joining us this morning. And I hope your truck is back on the road very, very soon there. Sounds like you're very, very close to that now. So 73s to you. Have a great day. Break with you. Let me try Jack and see if he might still be in there. KM4CAX. If you're still with us, Jack, you're up for the 73 round. WB5 DRI. I don't hear Jack. I think he checked out. Let's try Chris up in Bowling Green. KS5KY, WB5DRI. You're up for the 73 round, Chris. Okay, Chris, real fine. I'll be interested in hearing that for sure. 73 is for you for now anyway, and we'll talk to you some more on Echolink. Break with KS5KY. Let's go back out to Las Cruces, New Mexico to Joe, and you had the answers correct there, Joe. W5ABI, WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB5DRI, W5ABI. Yeah. Well, I'm looking out here, it's 98 in the backyard. It's supposed to go up to 106, but we'll probably hit about 112 because the sun is out here in the afternoon. Anyhow, good net. Got them all right. Good. Thanks for running it. The 73's all the flyers. WB5DRI, W5ABI.
Okay, Joe, 73 is to you. Have a great day there in Las Cruces, and thanks for joining us. I hope it's not too hot there. Break with you. Let's go to Charlie, K4YDB. Charlie, and you had correct answers as well. You're up, sir, for the 73 round. Thanks again for your live stream on YouTube there. You're up, WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. Well, thanks for running the net today, Brian, and thanks for the comments. I do enjoy doing it. Play with it a little bit to see if I can make it a little bit better, a little tweak here, a little tweak there. See if I can get it running the way it's supposed to. My computer, the one I built, is holding up pretty nicely for it too. Anyway, 73s, everybody. I won't be here for the what is it? Echolink. I've got to get out there and get some of my yard work done. So I'll say 73s, everybody. Everybody have a great day. And we will look for you tomorrow when Jack's driving. WB5 BRI. I'll get it right in just a minute. WD5 BRI K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Okay, Charlie. Well, 73 is to you, sir. And break with K4YDB. Let's go back out to New Jersey to Ray. WB2JJO. Ray, you're up for the 73 round. WB5 DRI. Okay, Ray, WB2JJO, WB5DRI. Well, 73s, Ray, and have a good day there. And thanks again for joining us this morning. Break with you. Let me try K7 Tango November. I think he might still be in there. Dean, if you're still in there from up in Oklahoma, you're up, sir. WB5DRI for the 73 round. Is he talking, John? I'm not hearing him.
No, I don't hear anything, but there's a new check-in at the bottom of the net logger there, Brian, WA6LJS.
Roger, John, thanks. Yeah, I saw Brandon there. Let me go ahead and get him. Kilo Delta 9, Tango November uniform, KD9TNU, Brandon up in Wisconsin. Good morning. You're up for the Flyers Club net on our 73 round, sir. Go ahead. This is WB5DRI.
Good morning, Net Control. This is KD9TNU from Monroe, Wisconsin. Just want to say thank you for letting me check in the net. I don't really have anything for the net because I wasn't here for the whole thing. So I guess I'll say 7-3, and thanks for letting me check in. This is KD9TNU.
Okay, Brandon. Well, thanks for joining us this morning, and do come back and join us whenever you can. We're on here every day, starting up at 1500Z. So good to hear you this morning, and I was hearing you both on the radio and on the SDRs, of course. But good to have you with us this morning, Brandon. Have a great day there up in Wisconsin. That is the bottom of the list, but I see we have a new check-in here, Whiskey X-Ray 7, Lima. Art out in Arizona. Art, you're up. Go ahead, sir. We're on the 73 round, WB5DRI. Okay, Art. Whiskey X-Ray 7, Lima, WB5DRI. Well, 111 doesn't sound all that cooler to me, but I know it is for you there in Arizona because you have almost no humidity, and I know your 100-degree temperatures don't feel like 100 degrees. So, very good. 73 to you, Art. I'm glad we were able to get you in there this morning. That is the bottom of the list as I have it. Did I miss any stations? Or do we have any last check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club net before I shut this thing down? This is WB5DRI. Please call now.
Whiskey Zero Radio, Charlie Hotel.
Okay, I got a couple of them. I got a Charlie Hotel, standby Charlie Hotel. I got an Alpha Charlie 4, Lima Alpha. Go ahead, sir. Okay, well, thank you for that, Peter, I think it is there. And you're doing very well here in San Antonio as well. I almost had to turn my radio down a little bit there. You're booming in here. Very good to hear you this morning. And yeah, this is the Air Force's Flyers Club net. We're a group of, and thank you for your service there at Edwards. We're a group of hams that all devoted a portion of our lives to support the aviation missions of all of the military services in one way or another. So we have quite a group here, and we're glad to have you as a part of it this morning there, Peter. So please do come back and join us when you can. Break with you. Let's go to the Charlie Hotel station. Go ahead and come back. This is WB5DRI.
WB5, this is Whiskey Zero Radio, Charlie Hotel. Rich in Colorado says hello, welcome to the weekend, and all is well here in Colorado. How copy?
I'm copying you just fine, Rich. Whiskey Zero, Romeo Charlie Hotel there in Colorado. Good to hear you this morning on the radio and on the SDRs as well, Rich. Hope you're having a good day out there in Colorado, and thanks for checking in with us here on our 73 round. Anything else for the net this morning? WB5DRI.
WG5DI, no sir, and thank you. And like I said, welcome to the weekend. Hope and welfare to you and yours, and we'll catch you on another round. Whiskey Zero, Radio Charlie Hotel.
Fox Radio Mobile.
Okay, Rich, well, 73s to you, and welcome to the weekend there, and have a great one. We're going to do that, and we'll talk to you the next time on the net here. Break with you. There was another station trying to check in. Other station, please come back now. WB5DRI.
Fox Radio Mobile.
Well, I got a mobile station and I got an Echo 4 Charlie X-ray station. So let me take the Echo 4 Charlie X-ray station first. Can you come back and give your call sign slowly, please, and your name and location? Over. Oh, wow, Royce, you're booming in here, almost pretty much an S9 with me there from Columbia, South Carolina. So thanks for joining us this morning, and glad to have you in there on the net. 73s to you, sir. Break with Alpha Echo 4 Charlie X-ray, the mobile station. Please come back now, WB5DRI.
Roger, roger. Yeah, this is Whiskey 5 Papa Fox Radio, Whiskey 5 Papa Fox Radio Mobile. Hello, here's Johnny. My name is Johnny. I'm mobile here north of the central part of Mississippi. Anyway, just tuned in the bands and I heard you guys. Just wanted to jump in for the numbers. You guys sounding good here into Mississippi area. If you copy me, I'm like I said, I'm the central part of Mississippi, about 40 or 50 miles. Mississippi, traveling on I-55 north. Headed all the way to Memphis this morning. Thank you for letting me check in. You guys sounding good, and thanks for your service. This is Whiskey 5 Radio Mobile.
Okay, John, real fine there in Mississippi. Whiskey 5 Papa Fox Radio Mobile. You're sounding great, about 5-5 here in San Antonio this morning with me. My name is Brian, and you've landed on the Air Force's Flyers Club net. And we're just about to wrap it up here, so I'll say 73s. And thanks for joining us there from Mississippi. Good signal into San Antonio this morning. Break, that is the bottom of the list. I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down. I'm getting a little hoarse. We got to switch over to Echo Link to our conference node there, AFFC, and all stations are welcome to join us there on Echo Link as well. I want to thank all the participants and all the relays and our net logger WA6LJS and our live stream YouTube guy K4YDB, and all the other stations that checked in and joined us this morning, making the net what it was. God bless our troops. God bless the USA. This is WB5DRI, now relinquishing the frequency and returning it to normal amateur use. 73s, everybody. WB5DRI clear.